Michigan farmers got a first-hand look at Argentinian farming, agribusinesses, and culture on the 2019 Agricultural Leadership Exchange. And Michigan Ag Commodities' Chris Betts will have your market report. I'm Janelle Brose, and this is Farm News 5.
Farm News 5 is brought to you by Ford.
Argentina played host to Michigan farmers as part of the 2019 Agricultural Leadership Exchange. Coordinated by Michigan Farm Bureau and Michigan Corn Growers Association, members spent the week of March 8th through the 14th taking in Argentinian culture, food, and landscape while visiting farms and agribusinesses to learn more about their agriculture industry.
Well, the trip's been pretty eye-opening when you look at agriculture in a foreign environment, foreign from the U.S. I'm pretty amazed at the sheer production volumes down here, the size of land, in the variability in crops. Variability in crop stages it was a big eye-opener, and just learning all about how they crop stuff, double cropping, no-till, conventional till, all that stuff.
Seeing Syngenta seed corn process and how similar it is to the U.S. I mean, being a company that's already in the U.S., it's not a surprise. Talking with the farmers and the growers locally, it's kind of surprising how much stuff is exactly the same here. Labor issues, fertilizer, environmental issues, anything and everything with the machinery, logistics. All of that is very, very similar, as well as their climate. Obviously, other than being warmer through the winter, they have similar climate than we do.
Well, something that I really appreciated here was that they were so willing to show us the different things they were doing. They just were willing to take us different places, take us up on top of catwalks. We wouldn't be able to do those kind of things, I don't think, where we come from. So I really appreciated getting to see every aspect of their businesses.
If you want a car from a company that's been building them for 115 years, get a Ford. If you want a car with driver assist technology, get a Ford. You're gonna want a Ford.
Midway through the trip, the group made a stop in Rosario, the third largest and fastest growing city in Argentina, located at the shore of the Parana River. Rosario has grown to become the grain hub of Argentina, accounting for more than 80% of all Argentina grain exports. While here, participants visited the grain terminal of ACA. Traffic at the complex accounts for 50% of the Argentine exports of soybean products.
I think the grain terminal we went to is very interesting. They wait in line to dump their trucks during the busy season 2 or 3 days. The amount of patience that they have to have for that is incredible, and that was really mind-blowing, seeing that grain terminal, how large it was and how many trucks they have.
Rosario Board of Trade is the most important grain exchange in Argentina in terms of its volume of operations, and it provides reference prices for the national and international markets. This is the only place in the world where grain deals are still done face-to-face and with a handshake.
The most interesting place we've seen here so far for me would probably be the Argentina Board of Trade, being a handshake deal kind of a place. Everybody's word's on their handshake, and they honor that, something that's lacking in the U.S. Neat seeing guys walk around on their phones, watching markets, making calls, and buying goods.
Being able to put it on a ship and send it overseas and only be 50 miles away from the farms is a big difference for us. And then also the Board of Trade, doing trades in person with each other. There's nothing done online. Everything's done with paper still, traditionally, for that reason.
Ensure your wishes are carried out and control the future of your farm. Visit fosterswift.com to learn about farm succession planning.
To round out the trip, participants visited Expo Agro, the largest farm show and equipment exhibition in Argentina. Over 150,000 visitors from Argentina and the world participate in this mega farm show each year. The show spans 4 days, nearly 50 acres, and displays the latest technologies in seeds, livestock, and equipment.
Favorite place is probably this farm show. The Expo Agro has been very interesting to see. Many companies that we have the same, but there's lots of different pieces that we're seeing down here that they have. They might have a bobcat and a piece of tillage equipment and a sprayer, and we don't get to see those things that they produce in the U.S.
Best farm show I've been to, I think. A lot bigger than I thought. There's a lot here. We've learned a lot.
This has been a great trip and a good experience. Really enjoyed it, and really enjoyed meeting everybody from Michigan, learning about this culture and a little bit of our competition.
And now with a look at the latest market activity, here is Michigan Ag Commodities' Chris Betts.
Thanks, Janelle. All three were in recovery mode this week from a bearish round of USDA reports last Friday. Trade is still grappling with USDA's big corn acreage figure, as an adjustment is expected in future reports. The severe Midwest flooding began in the middle of the USDA survey period of the last round of reports, which figures to favor soybean acres versus corn. All wheat acres were the lowest on record, which began in 1919. Trade negotiations are pressing on between the U.S. and China, as representatives from both countries met again in Washington, D.C. this week. Political pressures are pushing for the administration to get a deal done, but U.S. trade representatives say there is still work to be done. Enforcement of a would-be deal seems to be a big hurdle, as well as how existing tariffs will be scaled back or removed by both countries. China is making good on promises to buy U.S. agricultural products like soybeans, but total sales for the marketing year are still a fraction of recent years. For more market information, go to michag.com. With Michigan Agricultural Commodities, I'm Chris Betts.
For more news and video, visit MichiganFarmNews.com and the Michigan Farm Bureau channel on YouTube. With Farm News 5, I'm Janelle Bros. Tener una gran semana de agricultura.